How quantum physics affects you every day. Introduction. Quantum physics is not just a subject for scientists. Its principles offer profound insights into how we experience and shape our daily lives. At the core of quantum theory, as proposed by Max Planck, is the idea that reality is not as fixed or solid as it appears. In fact, matter does not exist independently of the observer. Planck and other quantum pioneers introduced the concept that particles only assume a definite state when observed, a phenomenon known as wave function collapse. In simple terms, according to Max Planck, where we direct our attention, reality itself is altered. This principle goes beyond scientific curiosity. It speaks directly to how we perceive and experience our lives. Just like quantum particles, our thoughts and beliefs remain in a state of possibility until we focus on them. By shifting our attention from limiting beliefs to more expansive and abundant thoughts, we can begin to transform our experience of the world. Our mental focus acts like the observer in quantum physics, bringing energy and form to the reality we experience. In this audiobook, we reveal how, without even realizing it, you are constantly creating your reality in every moment based on the thoughts that continuously flow through your mind. Chapter 1. The Quantum Power of Your Mind. Our conventional conceptions of reality have been challenged by quantum physics, the study of the behavior of subatomic particles, which has completely changed our knowledge of the cosmos. One of the key figures in the development of quantum theory, Max Planck, said, "Matter is not what we think it is. It does not have an independent existence outside of the observer." This seemingly scientific realization has profound ramifications for how we see and construct our own realities. Planck argues that everything we take for granted is composed of particles that only acquire a defined existence through observation. The collapse of the wave function is a phenomenon that implies reality is not static, but rather exists in a state of potential that is always present and just awaits our attention. Imagine your thoughts as similar to these subatomic particles, existing in a state of possibility. They only solidify into your reality when you focus and give them energy. In this way, your beliefs and perceptions shape the world around you. If you believe you are incapable, that belief will manifest in your life. But if you focus on possibilities, success, and capability, your reality will shift accordingly. Quantum physics teaches that the observer influences the observed. Applied to daily life, this means that how we perceive our circumstances can directly affect how they unfold. A mindset of scarcity and limitation can manifest those very realities, while a mindset of abundance and possibility can bring forth opportunities and experiences aligned with that perspective. Planck also introduced the concept of quanta of energy, small packets of energy that make up everything. This idea can be applied to our mental and emotional energy, where each thought and emotion becomes a quantum of energy contributing to the creation of our reality. By consciously directing our energy toward positive, loving, and grateful thoughts, we can attract more of the same into our lives. Another principle of quantum physics, known as quantum entanglement, shows that two particles can become interconnected, with changes to one particle affecting the other, regardless of distance. This concept can be extended to our relationships. Our thoughts and emotions not only impact us, but ripple out to influence others. By maintaining a positive mindset, we have the power to uplift and affect the lives of those around us. Wave-particle duality, in which particles can act as both waves and particles depending on how they are seen, is another aspect of quantum physics. Human nature is metaphorically represented by this duality. Depending on how we view ourselves, we have the capacity to alter and adapt, just as quantum particles can move between states. We have the option to accept our limitless potential, flowing with life and adjusting to new chances, or to view ourselves as confined and fixed. Every choice we make opens up a new branch of possibilities, according to the hypothesis of many worlds, often known as parallel realities. We are never limited to one version of the world, since every decision creates a new reality. We have the ability to change course and mold our future at any time. Planck's research also highlights how awareness shapes reality. We are active makers of our lives, rather than passive observers. If our consciousness is a major factor in the formation of our experiences. Instead of merely responding to the environment around us, we may actively shape our futures by acknowledging this ability. Meditation and mindfulness are effective methods for accessing the quantum nature of reality. We can choose how we react by practicing mindfulness, which enables us to examine our thoughts and feelings without passing judgment. Through meditation, we can reach higher realms of awareness where we can reconnect with limitless possibilities, mend past traumas, and rewrite our own narratives. In summary, Max Planck's quantum insights are instruments for personal growth rather than being limited to scientific settings. We may actively influence our lives every day by being more conscious creators of our reality and by realizing that our thoughts, perceptions, and consciousness shape the world we experience. Chapter 2. The Power of Perception and Energy. The entire fabric of reality in your environment is subject to change and fluctuation depending on your perspective. What if your thoughts and beliefs had an impact on the world around you, making it more flexible than you initially believed? This is the groundbreaking realization provided by quantum physics, a field of study that delves deeply into the behavior of subatomic particles and questions all of our preconceived notions about reality. The famous statement, "Matter is not what we think it is. It does not have independent existence outside of the observer," was made by Max Planck, one of the pioneers of quantum theory. This may appear to be an abstract scientific idea at first, but further investigation reveals a profound understanding of the world and our place in it. The physical reality we experience is not as solid and tangible as it seems, according to quantum physics. Actually, everything we see is composed of particles that are in a state of possibility, including people, things, and even our own bodies. Only by observation do these particles acquire a defined existence. We call this occurrence the collapse of the wave function. In essence, anything exists in all possible forms simultaneously and is indeterminate until it is measured or witnessed. Although this idea may seem odd, it has a profound meaning. The world isn't set in stone. It is always changing and only becomes real when we give it our whole attention. Now, let's bring this idea down to a personal level. Imagine that your thoughts and beliefs function in much the same way as those subatomic particles. Every thought you have is a possibility, a quantum of potential that exists in your mind's vast expanse. It doesn't become a concrete reality until you focus on it, believe it, and give it energy. This means that your thoughts and beliefs literally shape the world you experience. If you constantly hold the belief that you are not capable of achieving something, that belief becomes real. It manifests in your life as a tangible truth, creating barriers where none existed before. However, if you shift your thoughts toward possibility, success, and potential, you start to see a new reality unfold before you. You begin to notice opportunities, solutions, and pathways that you may have previously ignored or dismissed. One of the most profound lessons quantum physics teaches us is that the observer influences the observed. This principle, when applied to our daily lives, suggests that the way we look at our circumstances has a direct impact on how they develop. If we view life through the lens of scarcity and limitation, we attract more scarcity and limitation. Our thoughts create the boundaries within which we operate, and we start to see the world as a place where resources are finite, opportunities are few, and success is a distant dream. On the other hand, if we adopt a mindset of abundance, possibility, and openness, we open the door to a world filled with opportunities. Suddenly, challenges become stepping stones, setbacks become lessons, and obstacles become manageable. The way we observe the world directly influences what we experience. Max Planck also introduced the concept of quanta of energy, which refers to the idea that energy exists in discrete packets, and these packets cannot be divided further. This notion of energy as indivisible units can be applied to the way we use our mental and emotional energy. Every thought, emotion, and action we take is a quantum of energy, contributing to the creation of our personal reality. The more consciously we direct our energy, the more we can shape the world we live in. For example, when we focus our thoughts on gratitude, love, and positivity, we invest our energy in aspects that attract more of the same. If we make a habit of focusing on what we appreciate, we begin to attract more experiences and people that align with that sense of gratitude. The energy we put out into the world is reflected back to us. Another fascinating principle in quantum physics is quantum entanglement, which describes how two particles can become interconnected, such that what happens to one particle instantly affects the other, regardless of how far apart they are. This idea can be mirrored in our human relationships and interactions. Our thoughts and emotions don't just affect us, they influence those around us as well. When we maintain a positive, loving attitude, we don't just improve our own lives. We help to uplift and transform the lives of others. Our energy doesn't stop with us. It ripples out into the world, creating connections, resonating with those we interact with, and shaping their reality as much as our own. In a similar way, quantum physics challenges our understanding of identity and transformation. One of the most intriguing aspects of quantum particles is their wave-particle duality, the ability of particles to behave both as waves and as particles, depending on how they are observed. This duality can be viewed as a metaphor for human nature. Just as quantum particles can shift between wave and particle states, we too have the potential to change and adapt, depending on how we perceive ourselves. Too often we trap ourselves in fixed notions of who we are, limiting our potential and confining ourselves to predefined roles. But like quantum particles, we have the power to shift, to change, and to expand. At any moment. Our true nature is not fixed, it is in a constant state of becoming. Quantum physics also suggests the existence of multiple realities or parallel universes, where every decision we make creates a new branch of possibility. This theory suggests that with every choice, no matter how small, a new reality opens up. At any given moment, you have the power to choose a different path, to create a new version of yourself, and to step into a new reality. This idea offers profound insight into personal growth and transformation. You are never stuck in a single reality. You are always at the crossroads of infinite possibilities. Max Planck's work reminds us of the crucial role that consciousness plays in shaping reality. If consciousness is a key force in creating the reality we experience, then we are not passive observers of our lives. We are active creators. By becoming more aware of the thoughts we hold, the beliefs we subscribe to, and the energy we invest, we can become conscious architects of our future. The power to create the life you desire lies not in external circumstances, but in the way you choose to engage with them. In conclusion, quantum physics isn't just a scientific theory. It's a framework for understanding how our thoughts, perceptions, and consciousness shape the reality we experience every day. By embracing the insights of quantum physics, we can become more empowered creators of our lives, stepping into new possibilities, and shaping our world with every thought, belief, and action. The principles of quantum physics offer us not just a new way of thinking about the universe, but a new way of thinking about ourselves and our infinite potential to create. Chapter 3. Reality, a consequence of perception. The laws of quantum physics, once reserved for the mysterious realm of subatomic particles, hold powerful insights into how you can shape the life you desire. Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, suggested that reality is not a fixed entity. Instead, it is shaped by the observer, the very person who is looking at it. This insight, revolutionary in the realm of science, is not just about particles and waves, it's about how you can transform your life by changing your perceptions and choices. One of the most captivating principles of quantum physics is the concept of wave-particle duality. In simple terms, it tells us that particles, like electrons, do not behave in a predictable way. They can act as both particles and waves depending on how they are observed. Imagine this. The very nature of reality is fluid, existing in multiple forms at once, waiting for an observer to choose how it will manifest. This principle challenges everything we thought we knew about the world. What appears fixed and tangible is actually in a constant state of potential, changing based on the way it is perceived. Now think about this in relation to your own life. Just as quantum particles can switch between wave and particle states, you too have the ability to shift your reality by changing how you perceive yourself. If you see yourself as someone limited by current circumstances, trapped by your past, your mistakes, your current reality, you act as a particle. You define yourself by what has already happened, by what seems fixed and unchangeable. But what if you chose to see yourself differently? What if you viewed yourself not as a fixed, static identity, but as an ever-changing wave, full of infinite potential and possibility? When you perceive yourself as a wave, you allow yourself the freedom to adapt, to flow with life, and to seize new opportunities as they arise. Your perception of yourself as someone constantly evolving unlocks a universe of possibilities. Quantum physics also offers another revolutionary concept, the idea of multiple realities, or parallel universes. According to this theory, every choice we make creates a new branch of possibilities, a new reality. This insight can be incredibly empowering in the context of your own life. It means that at any given moment you are not locked into a single, predetermined future. Every decision, no matter how small, creates a new reality. Whether you decide to take a new job, pursue a new relationship, or simply change your perspective, you open up a new world of possibilities. The idea of multiple realities teaches us that we are not victims of circumstance. We are active participants in the creation of our own future. You can change your direction, rewrite your story, and step into a new reality simply by making different choices. Max Planck's work highlights the importance of consciousness in shaping reality. If consciousness is truly the force that shapes the world we experience, then we are not passive observers of our lives. We are active creators. Our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions are the raw materials from which our reality is formed. The question is, what kind of creator do you want to be? Are you someone who lets life happen to you, someone who reacts to circumstances as they come, or are you someone who actively shapes your reality by choosing how you perceive and engage with the world? By becoming aware of the power of our consciousness, we can begin to take control of our lives in a more deliberate and meaningful way. When you recognize the power of your perception, you also begin to see that you are not limited by your current circumstances. Like a quantum particle that exists in a state of infinite possibility, you are always on the verge of transformation. Every thought, belief, and choice you make has the potential to shape your life in ways that transcend what you currently believe is possible. If you feel stuck, remember that you have the power to shift your focus, change your perception, and step into a new reality. Whether it's by embracing a new mindset, adopting new habits, or simply changing the way you see the world, you can unlock the doors to a world of infinite possibilities. In the quantum world, nothing is fixed. Everything is in a constant state of flux, constantly reshaping itself based on observation. This is an invitation to you to see your life with fresh eyes, to challenge the beliefs that limit you, and to embrace the infinite potential within you. When you apply the principles of quantum physics to your life, you begin to realize that the world is not something you are passive in, but something you actively create. The observer in the quantum world shapes the reality, and you, as the observer of your own life, hold the key to shaping the future you desire. So, what will you choose today? Will you continue to see yourself as a fixed identity, limited by your circumstances? Or will you embrace the power of quantum possibility, shifting your perception and stepping into a life of infinite potential? The choice is yours, and with it, you can transform your reality from the inside out. By embracing the insights of quantum physics, you can become the conscious creator of your life, unlocking the extraordinary power that lies within you to shape the world around you. Chapter 4. Your Infinite Potential. What if you could construct a completely different reality in a single minute of your life? Imagine being able to access an infinite field of possibilities where the past, present, and future all exist simultaneously, and every decision you make has the potential to lead to new chances. This is not science fiction. Rather, it is the deep understanding provided by quantum physics, which you may currently apply to your own life. The father of quantum physics, Max Planck, suggested that reality is significantly shaped by the observer. According to his research, the cosmos is a dynamic, fluid system that is continuously transformed by our perceptions, rather than a static, fixed object. When applied to our daily lives, the notion that everything is in a condition of potential until it is recognized is revolutionary. According to this viewpoint, the reality we experience is directly influenced by the way we perceive our ideas, feelings, and surroundings. This leads us to mindfulness, a technique that has the power to fundamentally change the way you engage with your own life. Being totally present at the moment, or practicing mindfulness, is a potent method of connecting with the ideas of quantum physics. Being mindful makes us conscious of the never-ending flow of ideas and feelings that go through us. We see them objectively rather than becoming overwhelmed by them or responding to them reflexively. When we reach this level of consciousness, we understand that our thoughts do not define who we are. Rather, it is how we choose to react to them that does. We may choose which thoughts to keep and which to let go of by becoming aware of them. Instead of just responding to the world as it is, this practice enables us to make choices that are consistent with our innermost aspirations and beliefs. We can engage with the field of infinite possibilities, as quantum physics refers to it, by practicing mindfulness. Everything in this area is potential unless we decide to focus our attention and energy on it. This idea is comparable to how quantum particles acquire a definitive form only after being observed, having previously been in a state of potential. In the same manner, there are always possibilities in your life. There is a limitless possibility in every instant, just waiting for you to focus your attention and intention on it. However, mindfulness is only the first step. In addition to attention, meditation provides even more profound access to this quantum environment. When you meditate, you enter a deeper state of consciousness and transcend your ideas and feelings. You can feel a connection to the limitless possibilities that quantum physics implies are there everywhere in this area. Time itself becomes fluid when you meditate. You start to perceive time as a field in which all of these moments exist concurrently, rather than as a strict, linear sequence consisting of the past, present, and future. This change in perspective enables you to accept the present as a space with limitless possibilities and releases you from the limitations of the past. The ability to perceive time differently is not just a philosophical shift. It's a deeply practical one. When we view time as a field of possibilities, we are no longer bound by past experiences or limited by future expectations. We are free to explore different pathways, to experiment with new ideas, and to create a future that aligns with our true desires. In this space, healing becomes possible. By changing our perception of the past, we can change its impact on our present and future. Quantum healing allows us to rewrite the stories we've told ourselves, to release old traumas, and to step into a more empowered version of who we truly are. This practice of quantum healing isn't about erasing the past, but transforming our relationship with it. By shifting how we perceive our past experiences, we can release the emotional charges and limiting beliefs that keep us stuck. Healing happens not by ignoring the past, but by viewing it through a new lens, one where it no longer defines us, but instead serves as a stepping stone to greater self-awareness and freedom. As we integrate mindfulness and meditation into our daily lives, we begin to live with an awareness of the infinite potential available to us at every moment. These practices not only help us manage stress or anxiety, they give us access to a quantum state of being where we are free to choose our reality. When we live in this space of infinite possibility, we no longer feel as though we are victims of our circumstances. Instead, we become active creators of our lives, able to shape our future with every thought, decision, and action. Max Planck's work on quantum physics shows us that we are not passive observers of the world. We are powerful creators. By embracing mindfulness, meditation, and quantum healing, we can transform our perceptions, heal old wounds, and tap into the boundless potential that exists within us. In every moment, you have the opportunity to step into a new reality, one where your past does not dictate your future, and where the possibilities for your life are endless. The power to create your life is already within you, waiting to be realized. Chapter 5. The Butterfly Effect of Your Life. Even the slightest things you do, including making apparently unimportant choices, having ephemeral thoughts, or making modest gestures, can have a profound impact on your life. The fundamental tenet of quantum physics is that even minor changes in a system can have profound effects. This idea, called the butterfly effect, is crucial to comprehending how every aspect of our lives, no matter how minor, has the capacity to influence the world we encounter. One of the pioneers of quantum physics, Max Planck, discovered that the cosmos functions in a way that humans frequently ignore. Particles are always in a state of potential at the subatomic level, just waiting to be seen and affected. This fact holds true for our thoughts, deeds, and choices in addition to actual objects. The reality we live in could undergo a series of changes, both major and minor, depending on how we view and engage with the environment. For a brief period, picture each thought as a little ripple in the boundless ocean of possibilities. Particles in quantum physics can exist in several states simultaneously, until they are noticed. In a similar vein, any idea you have has the potential to become anything unless you give it attention and give it shape. Just as tiny particles of energy can cause observable changes in a system, so too do good thoughts start to affect your reality when you decide to focus on them. Similarly, every choice you make, no matter how minor, has the power to change how your life unfolds. Kind words, kindness gestures, and positive affirmations can all contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and satisfying reality. According to quantum physics' butterfly effect, even the slightest alteration can cause a domino effect that affects the entire system. A small choice you make today could have a big impact and alter the course of your life. Maybe it's electing to speak your truth, taking a new route to work, or just choosing to think about abundance rather than scarcity. These minor decisions have the potential to have a significant impact on your existence in the quantum realm, leading to more significant and profound changes. However, how can we put this idea into practice in our daily lives? Realizing our ability to shape our world is the first step. Instead of viewing ourselves as passive objects of circumstance, quantum physics encourages us to consider ourselves as active creators of the universe in which we exist. The reality we perceive is shaped by our awareness, which is how we view and engage with life. We start to see ourselves as co-creators of the world around us when we become more conscious of our thoughts, deeds, and choices. This insight encourages us to live intentionally. We can start to align ourselves with the flow of limitless potential if we intentionally cultivate an attitude of abundance, opportunity, and happiness. Every moment turns into a chance to make tiny decisions that help us build the world we desire. The more we cultivate this awareness, the more our lives start to mirror our innermost goals and dreams. Our perception of the environment can be significantly impacted by even minor mental changes, which can result in increased happiness and pleasure. We also learn from quantum physics that nothing exists in a vacuum. According to the entanglement principle, everything is interrelated, and even if two particles are separated by great distances, their states can still influence one another. We can apply this connection to how we interact with other people. Our ideas, feelings, and deeds have an impact on people around us in addition to ourselves. Acting with love, generosity, and happiness affects not just our own reality, but also the realities of those we come into contact with. Applying the ideas of quantum physics to our everyday lives entails realizing that every action counts and becoming more conscious of the decisions we make, no matter how tiny. We have the ability to bring about change, whether it is by reorienting our thinking from pessimism to possibilities, or by choosing to view obstacles as opportunities. Every idea, choice, and deed has the power to change our reality and have an impact on both our own and other people's lives. The work of Max Planck forces us to reevaluate what reality is. He showed us that matter exists in a permanent state of flux that is molded by the observer rather than being fixed or independent. Similarly, our lives are not set in stone and unchangeable. There is more than one version of reality that we can choose from. We have the power to decide how we view and engage with the world at any given time. We may modify our lives and futures to better suit our greatest potential by making thoughtful, intentional decisions. Ultimately, quantum physics provides a potent manual for self-transformation in addition to explaining the universe's riddles. We are empowered to take control of our lives when we realize that every thought, deed, and choice has the capacity to bring about meaningful change. We learn from the butterfly effect that even the tiniest decisions have an impact. We start to experience a more harmonious, meaningful, and deeply desired reality when we connect our thoughts and actions with the possibilities we intend to produce. You are an active maker in the quantum realm, rather than a passive observer. No matter how small, your actions have an impact. Additionally, the consequences of such decisions may change your life in unexpected ways. Chapter 6. Your attention. For a brief moment, see each thought and feeling you have as a tiny particle that contributes to the reality you are currently experiencing. What if you could influence your reality by altering the way you see and engage with it without resorting to drastic measures? One of the most potent revelations from quantum physics is this: the concept that we are co-creators of our reality rather than passive observers of it was first presented to us by Max Planck, the inventor of quantum theory. Every choice, every viewpoint, and every instant presents a chance to influence the environment we live in, beginning with our own thoughts. A fundamental idea in quantum physics is the observer. Our perception of reality can alter based on how we direct our attention. We literally affect the results of what we see when we focus our attention, whether intentionally or inadvertently. This is a significant call to consider how our thoughts, concentration, and mindset are continuously influencing our experiences. It is not merely a scientific idea. The way we handle a problem can affect how it turns out. We are much more likely to discover chances or answers when we approach a difficult situation with optimism and openness than when we do so with trepidation and uncertainty. We learn from the quantum world that our expectations, our beliefs, and our attention are not merely reflections of our internal states, but also strong forces that have the ability to affect the outside world. This understanding expands even further when we consider the interconnection of all things, a concept that quantum physics echoes and that resonates deeply with spiritual traditions worldwide. Planck's insights suggest that everything in the universe is connected on a fundamental level. This interconnection means that every action we take, every thought we have, doesn't only affect us. It has a ripple effect, impacting those around us and ultimately the world itself. A single act of kindness, for example, can spread in ways we cannot even begin to imagine, creating a ripple that touches countless lives. Every time we choose to act with love, compassion, or understanding, we participate in creating a more positive and harmonious world. Understanding this interconnectedness, as Max Planck's theories suggest, compels us to live with greater awareness, knowing that our actions have consequences far beyond ourselves. But perhaps one of the most liberating aspects of quantum physics is the understanding of change and transformation. Planck's view of the universe as a constantly evolving, fluid system tells us that nothing is fixed, not even our circumstances. This means we are never stuck. No matter where we are in life, we always have the capacity to change, to evolve, and to transform our reality. The realization that reality itself is in a state of continuous flux gives us the freedom to let go of outdated beliefs, patterns, and habits that no longer serve us. We are free to step into new possibilities, to create the life we desire, and to break free from the limitations we once thought were unchangeable. We can also learn about the power of intention from quantum physics. Our thoughts and feelings are energetic forces that have the power to affect the very structure of our reality. Not only passive experiences, according to quantum theory. The law of attraction, which holds that we draw into our lives what we intentionally and emotionally focus on, and the idea of manifestation are closely related to this one. Having clear intentions has a transformational power. When we intentionally focus our attention on a goal, we attract that desire into our reality like a magnet. This is based on the same quantum laws that govern the cosmos, so it's not simply some mystical notion. When we direct our thoughts, which are energy, we cause the universe to align with our desires. Affirmation and visualization are examples of useful techniques that directly draw on this fundamental concept. For example, visualization strengthens our intentions and focuses our energies on the desired result by enabling us to envision and experience the reality we want to create. We are essentially sending a strong and unambiguous signal to the quantum field of what we desire when we are able to see, feel, and experience the reality we wish to manifest. Through this process, our subconscious mind gets rewired to correspond with our conscious desires and translate them into action. In the quantum world, nothing is static, and neither are we. Our ability to change our thoughts, direct our attention, and shape our intentions means that we are constantly evolving. The beauty of quantum physics is that it invites us to take an active role in creating the world we want to live in. It reminds us that even the smallest shift in perception, the slightest change in our focus, can have profound effects on our lives. Each moment, each thought, and each emotion is an opportunity to co-create our reality, not as victims of circumstance, but as powerful beings capable of transforming our lives and the world around us. Max Planck's work offers a profound invitation to recognize that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. Our thoughts and actions ripple through the cosmos, touching everything they encounter. So, what if you could shift your perspective right now? What if you could begin to focus on the possibilities instead of the limitations? What if, by simply changing your focus, you could start to transform your reality? The quantum field is waiting for you to direct your energy, and when you do, you may be amazed at the world that unfolds before you. Chapter 7. Affirmations. What if the life you envision isn't merely a far-off dream, but rather a reality that is just waiting to be molded by your intents and thoughts? Beyond the physical rules we presently understand, quantum physics provides an incredible understanding of how our universe functions. The fundamental tenet of this transformative perspective is that we actively create the reality we perceive, rather than only passively observing it. According to quantum physics, each and every idea, feeling, and belief is a small particle that adds to the overall image of our existence. The inventor of quantum theory, Max Planck, presents us with a universe that is far more fluid and dynamic than we could have ever dreamed of. One in which we have the ability to influence our own lives from the inside out. We are reminded in the quantum realm that reality is dynamic and ever-changing, influenced by our own ideas and perceptions. For us, this realization is quite powerful. Every instant offers a chance to change how we see the world, and consequently how we perceive reality. Our thoughts are energy, not only transient brain processes. They have a subtle but significant impact on the world we live in. Every idea, statement, and conviction influences our lives, and, in the end, creates the reality in which we live. When we accept this notion, we come to see that we can alter our reality by merely altering our perspective. The practice of affirmations is one of the most effective ways we may tap into the energy of quantum physics. These are not merely affirmations. They are powerful proclamations that rewire our subconscious to reflect our innermost goals and aspirations. By repeating affirmations, we are effectively communicating to the quantum field what we want to come into our lives. These straightforward, repeated remarks keep us focused on the future we wish to build, rather than becoming bogged down in the constraints and anxieties of the past, by assisting us in overcoming limiting ideas and uncertainties. We are also challenged by quantum physics to view life's issues from a fresh perspective. We might regard challenges as stepping stones, opportunities for development, resiliency, and discovery, rather than as insurmountable issues. The seeds of evolution are present in every challenge we face. We start to change obstacles into paths that lead to increased strength and wisdom when we accept problems as teaching opportunities. Not only does this change in viewpoint strengthen us, but it also brings us into harmony with the universe's inherent flow, which is characterized by change and transformation. Max Planck's view of the universe is not one of static, unchanging objects, but of a fluid, dynamic system constantly in motion. This flexibility is something we can apply to our own lives. Instead of feeling trapped by our circumstances, we can see every situation as an opportunity to experiment, to grow, and to evolve. This mindset allows us to become the architects of our own lives, giving us the freedom to make choices that reflect our true desires and values. In this quantum universe, we are not limited by what we've experienced in the past. We are free to reinvent ourselves and our reality at any given moment. The subconscious mind's influence on how we live is another important finding from quantum physics. Subconscious patterns and beliefs, many of which we aren't even aware of, shape a large portion of our reality. These ingrained tendencies influence our choices and experiences, even though they frequently function outside of our conscious awareness. However, just as quantum physics teaches us that our observations may affect particles, our conscious focus can similarly affect our subconscious. We may change these unconscious tendencies and make them consistent with our greater goals by bringing them into the light of awareness. By accessing and reprogramming the subconscious, methods such as hypnosis, cognitive behavioral therapy, and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, enable us to transcend our past habits and enter a new reality. Another theory that has significant ramifications for our daily lives is the notion of endless potential in quantum physics. There are no restrictions on what can be done in the quantum world. There is an endless amount of possibility for new realities that are just waiting for us to discover them. This concept inspires us to be open-minded and inquisitive, to investigate novel concepts, and to never confine ourselves to our preconceived notions of what is feasible. We can freely explore new ideas and broaden our understanding of what is possible, since we are not constrained by the limitations of the physical world. By connecting our brains with this limitless energy, we can enter a future that is far more expansive than we could have ever dreamed of. The quantum field is enormous and full of unrealized possibilities. The concept of balance is central to all of these quantum ideas. Like subatomic particles, which are subject to a delicate balance of forces, we also need to strive for balance in our lives. Harmony and fulfillment in life are largely dependent on the balance of our bodily, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. This balance requires us to take care of ourselves, build wholesome relationships, pursue knowledge, and support our spiritual development. Living in balance with the environment and ourselves allows us to access the full potential of the quantum field and create a reality that is in line with our greatest goals. In summary, Max Planck's illumination of the fundamentals of quantum physics gives us a drastically different perspective on the world. They encourage us to acknowledge our ability to co-create our reality, to match our objectives and ideas with the universe's flow, and to live with the knowledge that we are part of a dynamic, interconnected system. By incorporating these ideas into our everyday lives, we have the power to change not just our own lives, but also the world in which we live. We enter a realm of limitless possibilities when we adopt the quantum mindset, allowing us to design the life we genuinely want.